Well, sir,
Hi.
hi. We are here to talk about Amazon basics.
Yes, I'm Matthew. I have a company called MV Born Games, indie publisher. And yeah, we're going to do a little series where we go over things to help other indie publishers. Anyone could use this guide probably, but specific to the board game niche of how to do step-by-step guides of different selling things on Amazon, like opening account, creating a listing, sending an inventory. And Becky and I are going to help guide through that through our experiences. I would like to say I'm not an expert and there might be better ways to do some of these things, but I'm going to share my experience and my knowledge.
I think that's probably a good caveat. I used to work at Amazon. I am also not an expert, and there are definitely days where I scratch my head and I'm like, it was working before.
Right.
So this is yes. But we've at least we both have listings up. So I think
Yes.
we've managed to get through the initial hurdles.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to learn in the always changing stuff in the back end or updating stuff. So it's really hard to stay current with everything, but for the most part, I'm there. So sales have been good, and that's why a lot of people were reaching out asking questions. So that's why I was like, let's create a how-to helpful series for other indie publishers and stuff like that. If you'd like to support us,
Oh, right.
we'll have a link in the bio. If you'd like to support me, I'll have a link to my Kickstarter pre-launch page for my tiny game series, trying to get the count up to 1,000. I think we're at 500 right now. And then I also have a website which will be in the bio as well. And Becky has ways you can help her as well.
Yeah. Well, my game's on Amazon, so
There you go.
yeah, you can support my game through the Amazon experience.
There you go.
I'll also link it below.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, I think we'll jump into creating a listing. So once you have your seller account, you're going to want to create a listing. And we're going to walk you through that now. And here we are. This is what the dashboard looks like. Um, Basically, click these three lines in the top corner and click catalog and then add product. You can see there's a ton of different services and tabs. You click inventory, check your inventory. You can see how many orders you had today. There's different analytics and financials and all kinds of stuff that you can have a fun time working your way through once you get your account up. But for now, catalog and add products. So you're going to be adding a product that doesn't exist yet on Amazon since it's your product that you're creating. So you're going to want to click the I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon. And then you can actually go through the browser and start to click things, and it will like have you click other tabs to kind of narrow down the exacts of your products, or you can type in search and just type in board games. There we go. So three options popped up, and you can kind of see the subcategories and what makes more sense. I'm just going to go with the top one because I'm not a stacking game, and just board game seems more broad and like people will see it more often. So select
Yeah.
that. And then you're going to need to start to put in your information. Um, so I actually created a little Word document with a lot of this information already kind of written down, so I could just copy and paste it, but I'll kind of explain how you gather that stuff. So the first thing is your UPC. So you need a GS1 compliant UPC, and there's different ways to buy those, but the easiest way is going to the website. I think there's just a GS1. Let me just pull it up real quick so everyone can see it. I think this is our correct website for GS1 compliant.
Seems right.
Yeah. So you buy barcodes, you register it, stuff like that. And you can see the pricing, annual renewal fees, initial fees. So, looks like if you just get one, it's just going to be $30, and then you're not going to have a renewal fee, apparently. I've been buying my UPCs from a different website, and I'm having some issues with them now. And we'll kind of go over that later on and how to work around that.
Yeah, I'm
But
a
there's
little bit
also
worried because I bought mine from a different. I guess once you're set up, they're not going to take you down, but like getting set up new.
Right. So I'm thinking maybe I've done it before where I've had a UPC where I was having the same issue and then I had to call into Amazon and get support, and there were workarounds, but it's a pain. So I guess you could always do I don't have a product ID. I don't know what that would be, but for now I'm just going to enter in my UPC code and I'll select UPC. The ASIN is something Amazon assigns to you, which I don't know why that's an option because you wouldn't have it yet because the product doesn't exist. So product name, I actually like researched and came up with a cool one after our previous filming. But so Mind Your Business is the name of my game. After this, you're going to want to put in relative keywords. Becky brought up this point last recording, but you want to have things in here like Mind Your Business, strategic card game, competitive co-op. Like you want to put a lot of other keywords in this that make sense to be there. Don't not just like random wording, make it make sense, but keywords that make sense.
Yeah. I think the best recommendation is to just go on Amazon, search for your favorite games, see how they've like structured their thing as like a starting point. And this,
Yeah.
you can edit your product name all day, every day after you've got it set up. So you're not stuck.
And
You're
just
not
for an
stuck with your
example,
initial. Yeah.
this is my one game, Don't Get Drunk. It sells really well. I made it a long time ago, but you can see the title is Don't Get Drunk. The ultimate party game combines classic party drinking games, Pong, Flip Cup, King's Cup, and many more, including unique categories like Dare, Quiz, Luck, and Trout. So I put a bunch of stuff that are relevant to the game and other keywords that I think people will be searching. So this would pop up. But that's just an example of kind of how your title should look, in our opinion. Does this product have variations? Mine does. I have a pickaxe and a shovel edition. So I have two games. You combine them, and it's a whole thing. But I'm just going to leave it on no for now. And then brand name. So I'm brand registered, so I have a brand name to associate my products with. There's also a tab here that says this product does not have a brand name. You might have to pick that to begin with until you're brand registered, or wait, I think you said something about brand registry where you could do it in advance with a pending trademark.
Yes. So you can apply for brand registry, but you don't need to do that before doing this.
You do not,
So
but yeah, so
yeah.
it's something you could probably come back to likely. So the next thing we'll do is product details. So target audience. This just, can I type stuff too? Oh, okay. Men, women, board gamers, card players. I don't know. You could come up with a bunch of stuff for this. You can even make more of them. So, and it gives you options to populate it.
Teens,
Boys,
toddlers, cats.
unisex. Wait, did it say cats? Teens, toddlers, cats. This game's for cats. I guess this would be like cat owners, or
I
dog
guess
owners or
so.
something. Um,
I always thought you had to just pick from that drop down.
I'll probably look up a few things and probably populate some more answers into this. But just for now, you can just click what's available to you and move on from there. And it looks like it lets you add 5 of them. Manufacturer, I'm going to put my own information. And again, there's well, this one's not too helpful, but these little question marks give you some more information about what you should be putting. So here I can select years and I'm going to put 14. Sometimes it asks for months randomly.
Even if you put years, you'll see later on your listing. Oh, it always converts it to months. Because I always see like 72 for mine. I'm like, why does it say 72? And then I see that it says months. It's like, oh, 72 months.
Why do they do that? Like it makes no sense. Who does anything by months, right? Like it's
Yeah.
just seems so silly.
It
Very
is very strange.
so variations. This is like I'm pretty sure like if you have t-shirts or something, you could make one for like a large, a medium, a small, and that keeps your listing together. So it's like they don't have to go to different listings to buy something. And if the same listing has multiple things on it and multiple things are being bought, that's better for the listing because it's showing that it converts better.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna try and add. I'm gonna get the error, but I'll just try and add it anyways. So I'm gonna do the shovel edition of my game. and I'm gonna do the pickaxe edition of my game. And on my game, you can kind of see, I don't know if it's going to blur it or not, I can't see my camera, but there's a pickaxe on one and there's a shovel on another, and you kind of combine the two games. So we'll do that for now. It's asking for the UPC information again. So this is for the pickaxe, this is for my shovel. I'm going to select UPC, UPC. The item condition is new, you're selling brand new items. My listing price is going to be 25 bucks. And I'll just send in a carton of each to begin. So let's just put the quantity for 24 because I have 24 in a carton. So this is the error message I've been getting because my UPCs are not GS1 compliant, and there's a way around that, which I will talk about later on. So there's the variation option. I'm having technical difficulties, unfortunately, with it. And this would be your SKU. So I have SKUs on all my games as well. And it's just for my own internal. And this is something that distribution channels and retail channels appreciate as well. But there's even a website where you can buy your 3-letter code, and it's just going to keep giving me this error message, which is really cool. So then the offer, Amazon fill. Okay, why is it? There was so much more information last time. What's going on here? 25 item condition new. So Amazon will ship and provide customer service. So that's called FBA. The other is fulfillment, FBM, fulfillment by merchant.
Yep.
And then you're responsible for customer service, returns, damaged products, and you have to ship it out. And you can do it, but they have very strict requirements. And if your seller account isn't meeting them, you can lose seller permissions. And the fulfillment tables on these are very quick.
Yeah. Like basically like be ready to ship day of.
Right.
And just hope you don't get an order on a Sunday. Or like the Sunday of a long weekend.
Right. I think you can set handling time to like a max of 2 days, but it needs to be shipped almost immediately, and everything's like 2-day shipping. So if there's anything messed up, you're responsible for it, and Amazon comes after you. When Amazon's doing FBA, you're sending product into their warehouses and they're fulfilling orders as they come in. So if they deliver something and there's damage, or if they deliver something and it shows up late and the customer complains, Amazon's going to cover those and send a replacement and pay for that product pretty much. And then you're not going to get dinged for that. But
the good news, let me see if I can unblur my video so that you can. It's not going to, you can't see it.
All right.
There is an app. So you will get, if you have the app, you get notifications like you just got an order. You can literally go in and buy shipping from the app. So like you can like all day long, like, if you're at work or whatever, just be like, buy shipping, buy shipping, buy shipping. And then later on at the end of the day, go and print all your shipping labels and package everything up at the same time. It's really, the key is really to like get that shipping label bought fast.
Yeah. I mean, again, I would just do FBA. There's some more fees and stuff associated with it. And because they're charging you fees for using their platform and then their fulfillment services. But in most cases, I guess you buy shipping through them, so it's probably still cheap. But I turn merchant fulfilled on when I'm out of product in Amazon fulfill FBA for me until new product gets in. Like sometimes I didn't send product fast enough or it's delayed getting in. But for me, it just doesn't work. Other people, I know people that do it. And yes, as mentioned, there is an Amazon seller app, and you definitely want to get it because there's a lot of cool features on there. So there's the offer. This is bizarre. There's so much less information than last time I made a listing. So maybe it got streamed. Like there's no other for my description or anything. I'm really confused.
Yeah, I think maybe that happens after now.
This must have changed so recent because
it does seem like when we were recording our failed recording, there were like 8 other tabs to go through.
Yes, I don't know what's going on here. It's really weird. Wait, maybe if I click this. There we go. All attributes. So now it's showing everything. Okay, because there's other stuff on here I wanted to go over. Like, so your product description. So I already wrote one out, copy and pasted. But one of the things is when you're brand registered, it actually doesn't show your product description. It allows you to add images and text, and it looks really nice. To go back to my my Don't Get Drunk game, if you scroll down, typically you'd see a bunch of text right here where it says product description, but instead I have these nice images and stuff like that because I'm brand registered. So again, we'll make a video on brand registering, but for now, if you're just adding your product description, it'll just be text here. But this just looks nicer and more professional, and they say it helps convert sales and things along those lines. So key product features.
This is what shows up as the bullets.
Right. Okay. These are the bullets. So the bullet points, you can have 5 of them. And again, these are things that you want to put keywords into as well that you think are going to convert. Now, there's a few ways to get keywords or look them up. You could try and go in Chat GPT and be like, what are some really relevant keywords for card games? And then it's going to give you a list, but it's pulling data. I think they just made a paid service for Chat GPT with more up-to-date information. There's also a website called Jungle Scout, which is right here. This has a bunch of different features and helps you create your listing and come up with keywords. And keywords are also used for other things like running running Amazon ads and stuff like that. But essentially, you could go on here, keywords, and you can type in things, and they'll show you relevant keywords to that product, some that you wouldn't think of, and it shows you how many times it's searched in like a month time frame. So that gives you a lot of information of like what's being searched. So you probably want that keyword in your listing, so when people search it, it pops up. So this is a paid service. I think they have I think they have yearly like services and then by the month. So even if you wanted to just try it for 1 month, I think they have a risk-free 7 days as well. So you could get in, get all the information you want, be like, this isn't for me, you know, and turn it off. Or maybe a bunch of us indie publishers can just share an account together and like use it whenever we need. Because these terms do change, right? That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But I have used this in the past.
A co-op. Yeah. Everyone pays in $5, maybe like $5 a month, and it's like that bucket goes towards paying for, or maybe it's $1 a month, and that bucket goes towards paying for all these other like crazy services.
Yeah. So look, it's $450, $460 for a year for the suite one, and then I think you only get like one account, but we could just share that account, you know, and just hopefully they don't track our IPs or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or you can pay monthly for one-time use and then be done with it. But there's more saving here. But again, it's a great way. You can see the different features they have. There's a lot of things to explore as well, but the strongest tool, in my opinion, is their keyword scout. Another good way is just going into Amazon and typing in board games and seeing what populates right after that. So I'm on Amazon and I go board games. So board games for adults, board games for family night, board games and card games. Like these are things you probably want to have keywords in your listing somewhere. And the bullet points are a great place for them to be. And I already have some, so I would just put them in like this. I do have one product that's like an expansion, and one of my bullet points is just, this is an expansion, base game required, because I have gotten complaints where people, they don't read that stuff, and then they complain about it, and you get in trouble. But if I'm like, hey, Amazon, like it's in there, I'm sorry they didn't read that, you know, it's a way to kind of protect yourself a little bit. So you want to max out these key product features, product details. Now, yeah, see more stuff opened up because we did everything. We got our 14 years.
But I think the key to note is like if you toggle off of all attributes to just required, at least like to get just set up out the door, just do what's required, and then you can go in and like chip away at the other things. And Amazon prompts you too. They're like, hey, do you want to update your sizes? And you're like, sure.
Be right back.
Can we talk about the blue banner that you have there? Because I think there's definitely like, I don't know if you've seen, but in the Facebook board game forums, there's definitely like the attitude is don't sell on Amazon. It's terrible. they change your copy all the time and blah, blah, blah. And I think maybe what has happened to some of those creators is that they have maybe a store that's also selling their game. And so anyone who's selling an ASIN is able to recommend updates to the product description and the bullets, and even the images, which kind of sucks. However, Amazon does choose based on like if a certain set of bullets get better conversions for your page, like it's in Amazon's best interest to get that because they get the fee, and it's in your best interest to get that because you're getting the sale that you might not have gotten otherwise. And so like it doesn't happen a lot, and you can definitely change things, but I think it's there's been like one or two instances that's left a really, really bad taste in people's mouths, and that's sort of like held as the truth. And I just it's
I mean,
Amazon's not changing your stuff. It's other sellers who are selling your same product. Those are partners with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Amazon has, positives and negatives to it for sure. And a lot of people are like anti-Amazon, but as indie publishers, we have to utilize the sales channels available to us. I'd love to be in every single retail store and all the distribution companies, but it's very hard to get into them and build those relationships. So Amazon's literally the only reason I can continue on is because I sell things through Amazon. And I let retailers know, hey, look how well this product's selling. You should probably carry it. But even with that, it's still difficult. So but I personally haven't had any issues with people messing with my listing. Again, I'm not in huge distribution channels, so people don't really have it to sell on Amazon. I have sold to some on consignment distribution channels, and one of the things I tell them is, no one's allowed to sell on third-party websites like Amazon or eBay. Sometimes people still do that anyways. And brand registering helps you protect your listing a little bit, but so it's another reason to do that as well. But yeah, it's I sometimes see somebody else selling on my listing, and then I think how the sales work is typically we'll go one for you and then one for them if it's the same price point. But they sometimes undercut you or stuff like that, and then they'll be like the main person on there, and you're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, there's definitely someone in Canada that is selling a copy of Rainbow Bunny Bop for like $70.
Oh wow.
I'm like, okay, like no one's gonna buy Rainbow Bunny Bop for $70. It's
It's a
very bizarre. And I
bit
probably
pricey.
could report them, but I just like whatever.
Yeah. And then you can add your product dimensions and packaging dimensions. Again, it's not requiring it. So when you send the stuff into Amazon, I've had it where I've put the information in here and then they're like, you were off by like a quarter of an inch. And I was like, oh, all right. And then they'll just adjust it. So that's not a huge deal. Package weight too. This one always kind of confused me because I'm like, well, I don't know what box you're using, so I don't really know what to put. So maybe a couple of ounces above what your product does weigh. Skip the variations, and there's the offer. You can do sales and stuff like that. If you're selling your game at a certain price for a while and then you do a sales price, puts like a slash through the listing. And I think people like to see that because they're like, oh, I'm saving money, feels good.
Yeah. A caveat to that though is if you plan on doing anything for Prime Day or Black Friday, you have to do an offer that is less than whatever you have done in the last 60 days or 90 days. So like, don't have a flash sale of like everything must go if you plan on also participating in those moments, because then you've got to, you're basically giving away your game for free.
Because I think that it has to be a 20% discount when they do like Prime things, and it has to be, as you were saying, off your lowest price point. So here's handling time. So this is probably if you're doing merchant fulfilled. But yeah, more information. But again, I clicked the little Amazon is shipping my stuff, so I'm good. And it's kind of funny. It's not showing me a place to put pictures. I don't know why. But you want to get nice pictures. Your first picture, pretty sure, is required to be on a white background. So
why don't you bring up
probably
your listing again, or don't get drunk?
Sure. I mean, this was probably one I would use for Mind Your Business for the like the main image. And then I'd have little side images showing some of the other components in the game, like this, like close-ups. But yeah, I'll pull up Don't Get Drunk and use that as an example. Where so this is my first image. It's just the game on a white background. And that's actually required by Amazon. You can't have text and stuff like that on your main page. Found out you can have text on other ones though. And you can also, I'm pretty sure you can A/B test a few images within Amazon services, and then they'll just show the thing that converts the best. So then the box, then just the game laid out a different way, some of the component close-ups. Again, all of my stuff is on like white backgrounds. I think Amazon really likes that and appreciates it. And again, I'm brand registered, so I can actually have a video on my page.
Oh, look at that.
If you don't, if you're not brand registered, you cannot have a video on your page. This was my old Kickstarter video when I first launched this.
It's amazing.
But yeah, so that's something you can get as well when you're brand registered. But you want to put as many images as you can.
Can you pull up Monopoly or Uno? I know that those games have a little more things we can point out.
Like this.
Sure.
Uno. All right, let's check out Uno. So here's that slash out price I was talking about too.
Yeah.
And it shows the discount amount.
So this isn't the one. Put in a Hasbro game like Monopoly. And by Hasbro, I didn't mean that because Monopoly's by the op.
OP. Well, this one's Hasbro. It says right on the. These all say Hasbro.
Weird.
All right, so we want to look at Monopoly.
I think so.
Yes.
Where? Shoot. Well.
See, they have a bunch of pictures, and see these secondary pictures have text on them. That's okay. I found out that recently. The second, as long as it's not the first picture, you can have text on these secondary pictures.
Yeah. Actually, can you bring up Rainbow Bunny Bop?
Yes.
Not to. I wanted to like be charitable and show something else, but I will.
Here we go. We'll check this one out.
Okay.
All right.
So, as someone who does work on Amazon stuff for clients outside of the board game industry, we've been doing a lot of testing on product images alone versus product images with people in them. So like the first one has to be the white background. That's the requirement. Right. But if you go back to like my other, like that.
Here you go.
They
loved by kids and adults.
So when I changed out all of my just straight up product photos for ones that had real people in them, my conversion rate went up from like average of like 6% to like 17%.
Oh wow.
So it's
that's
like
awesome.
It's pretty significant. And then when I added the video from Ori Kagan had done a demo video, and that one the page conversions also increased. So like just having a high quality video there. And then you'll see underneath it says related videos. That is if someone else, so there are affiliates are able to post video content to Amazon of reviews of content or reviews of
products. That's awesome.
So this is
and it says too earns commissions. So this is an affiliate link video or something. That's awesome.
Yeah. And so, I think what would be awesome to like get happening is there are so many like review channels and they post to YouTube and they post to here or there, but not a lot of them in the board game industry are posting to here. Yeah. And I feel like it helps the board game sell because then people get a better perspective of like seeing people use it, and that creator gets to earn commissions. Right. Whereas like they're not necessarily earning it if you just got your YouTube video. So
is that locked to if you're brand registered, people sharing a video? Because I had one content creator say, oh, I'm attaching my video. I think it was a different game. And I was like, I didn't know you could do that. And it seems like a missed opportunity for a lot of content creators, like you're saying, since they already had it. But I know there's affiliate programs they can create themselves, but I didn't know if the product you're making has to be brand registered. Do you know that?
I do not know that. I was going to say like pull up Satanimals, but then I realized that for us to prove that out, they also need to have a video on their page, which I don't think
Right.
he does. And I think the thing too, for like all you TikTokers out there, is that it does accept the vertical format. So you can upload vertical formats, especially like, so if you've got an affiliate link and you're doing an Amazon store anyway, already, like you're probably already approved to post your review content that you've been making on TikTok and Instagram to Amazon.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the rest of your listing.
I probably need to update my bullets, but
Let's see. Only 4. We're missing a whole bullet here.
I know,
Out
missed
there.
opportunity. I need to go look at some, I gotta go use that Jungle Scout and get some ideas.
Yeah, we got to get one together as all the indie publishers. I pictures with people playing my game because apparently that's a huge jump in conversions. That's like
Right?
amazing.
Like that's significant. So it doesn't
Yeah.
always stay that way. And I think more and more pages are moving towards this. I think there's like a sort of like a novelty of like Amazon shoppers have been so used to just like plain images that are so boring, no text over top of them, whatever. And so like now they, you know, they see new things. They're like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. But I'm sure there'll be a moment where like that becomes like the norm and just like plain images. But yeah.
Yep. And then here, frequently bought together items. We got you got Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza with you. That's a huge selling game, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't think though if you went to the Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza page that it's
That you're on there.
I show up as frequently bought together.
Another thing to see. Well, go ahead.
One day maybe, but
yeah. Another thing that's kind of cool is this bestseller ranking where it kind of shows you where your product's ranking, like your 4,000 in card games. So you can see if like you're having like a bunch of sales one day, you can really see that jump up. And then again, the higher that is, the better, because Amazon wants to sell things that are selling well. Here's also the ASIN listed for your product. Amazon's automatically going to assign an ASIN to your product when you create your listing. And often when you call in or you need support, you need to use your ASIN for a lot of things.
Yeah, and it always starts with the letter B.
Yeah.
So I clearly can do a lot more with my A+ content here. In
you got some room to add stuff. Hey, I mean, you got it up, and that's the thing. But here's some more related videos. But it doesn't seem these are like other games that are card games. It looks like.
Well, and so that's
the
also
ratings.
if you get videos about your own product, all these ones about other people's products go away.
Oh,
but
nice.
Amazon wants that full, so they're like, well, there's no more videos about you, so how about this other competing game that we can lure people away from your page with, which is the worst. But yeah,
which is kind of the same thing as this, you know,
right?
package like games bought together. 4.6, you're killing it. I'm only at 4.4 with Don't Get Drunk.
Yeah, what's my low? I probably don't have the comment that has 1 star. Probably doesn't have a comment. I had one.
If you click it, it'll bring you in, but yeah, no comment. My
favorite negative comment was that the person was like, I'm a doctor and I couldn't figure out these rules. Too daunting. And I was like, what games are you playing? Because like the rules are on one like bridge card. Like I can't imagine you trying to play.
I don't want that person to be my doctor.
that was sort of like the shocking part. It was like, wait a second.
Oh wow, you're Amazon's choice for the term rainbow. That's pretty awesome.
Ooh, that is awesome.
Because earlier it showed for rainbow bunny pop, which makes sense. Like I'm pretty sure Don't Get Drunk is the Amazon's choice for Don't Get Drunk term, but if it could be like Amazon's choice for like drinking game, like that'd be huge for me.
That'd be awesome
because it's a premium product. But anyways, when you populate all this stuff, it turns into that listing and shows you, for whatever reason, it's not showing pictures here. But you want to put as many pictures as you can. You want them to look nice. Apparently put people into them. That's news to me, but a jump from 6 to 17 conversion rate is amazing.
I made a thing that sort of shows you where to go do your, here we go. May I have control?
Yeah, I'll stop sharing and then you can share and we'll be together on the same screen. Big face for a minute.
Present. All right, big screen. You can see that?
I can.
Okay.
Ooh.
So
very cool.
I think after you create it and then you can go back into the dashboard and through your listing, it will add you another thing that says images here.
Okay.
And that's where it pulls up this little dashboard where you can upload, and then you can reorder how you want them to show up, except for the main one has to stay in that position. I think that was probably all I wanted to show here. Is there another screen? Oh, and then the most fun part is that through that space isn't where the videos are. So to upload your video, you actually have to go product, and then to upload and manage videos, and upload your videos that way. But you can also from there go catalog and then upload images and get to that same spot. But Amazon has this really fun feature where things that go together are never together. And it's like a little Easter egg hunt for you to find how to get stuff done. So
Thanks, Amazon.
it's a hot tip. All right.
So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how you create your listing, right? I'm having problems with my UPC. It's something that I've contacted Amazon support with to try and fix, but we kind of mentioned it earlier, the app, there's actually, if you go onto the app, and you're not going to be able to see my phone, but again, if you click the little drop-down menu, there's something that says seller partner support, and you can click contact selling partner support, and then they give you a bunch of options to click. Once you find the one you're at, you can email them or click phone, and they'll call you. And they'll call you instantly, and they'll ask you what's wrong, and then they're going to transfer you to the department that you need to be transferred to. You can tell them everything, try and provide as much information. And then typically they'll be like, all right, we're going to submit this to this other department. And then you'll start to get messages in your case log and into your email address to try and figure it out. So they asked me to provide a bunch of extra documents, which I did. And now I'm waiting to hear back from them. But I'm not going to be able to list this with the UPC I have on it until that gets approved. And if not, I'm going to have to call them for some kind of workaround where I think they can assign me a G10. And then I'm going to have to put a sticker over the label of all of my boxes, which is a pain, but you can just print them out in bulk. And then I have to open every case, put it on every barcode of every game, and then put it back and tape it again, which is a pain, but there are workarounds. So definitely make sure you're getting GS1 compliant barcodes. And this is one that I bought or UPCs. This is one that I bought like a bulk of them from a website and I didn't have issues with before. And now Amazon's recently got more strict with the use and the GS1 compliancy of these UPCs. So definitely something you want to make sure you're doing correctly.
Yeah. What other parts of the process are people interested in seeing? We obviously have a list of things that we think that we want to cover, but also want to hear from everyone on I'm at stage X and I'd love to know.
So definitely, I think that's a great idea. So if you have questions about what we just went over, please leave a comment and we'll do our best to answer them. If you want to see specific videos on specific things on Amazon, we'll try and do a little bit of research and share our knowledge on those. Let us know in the comments what videos you want to see. We're going to keep making more, but we'll share these as well. So
yay. All right. Shall we adieu?
Yeah.